The US is preparing a new $1 billion military package for Ukraine. According to a report by Reuters, 3 unnamed officials familiar with the matter stated that the package, the largest so far, is expected to be announced on August 8. It will include munitions for HIMARS multiple rocket launchers, NASAMS surface-to-air missile system ammunition, and 50 tracked armored personnel carriers. The new package will add to the $8.8 billion in military support the US has already provided to Ukraine since February 24. Nuclear warning as Putin strikes at plant endanger entire civilized world. Ukraine has issued an urgent nuclear warning as Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant was bombed for the second time today. Ukraine's state nuclear power company, Energoatom, warned the strikes had hit directly on the site of the Zaporizhzhia plant nearby to the reactor. The Kiev Independent reported there was a high risk of a radioactive leak at the plant. It said, there is a high risk of fire, as well as hydrogen and radioactive leakage, according to the operator. On August 5, the plant shut down one of the 3 operating power units as Russia continues to terrorize and endanger the entire civilized world, the statement from Energoatom reads. The news comes following reports of a strike at the facility earlier today which severed a high-voltage cable. The earlier strike prompted the plant's operators to shut down one reactor despite no leak being detected. Russia and Ukraine have blamed each other for the earlier strike. Head of Amnesty International Ukraine resigns following report. The head of Amnesty International Ukraine Oksana Pokulchuk has resigned following the release of a report by the NGO that accused Ukrainian soldiers of putting civilians at risk. The report said that Ukrainian forces were endangering civilians by positioning themselves in residential areas. She wrote in a statement, "We, on the part of the Ukrainian office, constantly emphasized that the press release that the organization issued on August 4 should have at least investigated 2 sides and taken into account the position of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine." She added, as a result, without wanting it, the organization created material that sounded like support for Russian narratives. Seeking to protect civilians, this research instead became a tool of Russian propaganda. Ukrainian President Zelensky also slammed the report for immoral selectivity that portrayed the victim and the aggressor in the same way. Hundreds of pro-Ukrainian social media users stormed the internet to post videos of Russian atrocities in Ukraine. This led Amnesty International Secretary General, Agnes Kalamard, to describe the outcry as being committed by social media mobs and trolls. Ms. Kalamard wrote in a tweet, "This is called war propaganda, disinformation, misinformation. This won't dent our impartiality and won't change the facts." The Foreign Minister of Ukraine Dmytro Kuleba hit back accusing Ms. Kalamard of calling him a troll. He said, "Apparently at Amnesty SG calls me a mob and a troll, but this won't stop me from saying that its report distorts reality, draws false moral equivalence between the aggressor and the victim, and boosts Russia's disinformation efforts. This is fake neutrality, not truthfulness."